Hey there, welcome to day 2179 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting the journey originally as I transitioned from the brick and mortar corporate world of businesses to the online world of business in 2016, following my divorce. And then in 2017, I decided, well, what the heck am I going to do now? And I thought, I've always been curious about the internet and the online world. I'm going to hop on there, see what kind of damage I can do or what I can learn, how I can contribute, what and how it works, and how I can help those in my family who have businesses of their own to do the same. So today and every day, I create a couple of pieces of content. The first is for my Supersize Your Business group. And for about 5 years, I shared idioms. I started doing it as a way to tide myself over when I was moving, and then I just kept doing it. And a few thousand idioms later, I decided at the beginning of this year I wanted to do something different. So instead of doing an idiom a day like I've been doing for 5 years, I decided beginning of this year, and while I buy myself some time to figure out what I really want to do with that group and how I want to move forward, is I'm sharing my top 20 business strategies, the top 20 supersizing your business and growing your business strategies that I've learned over my 5 decades in business. Yep, I am that old. And how they've worked for me, the things that work, the things that haven't. And I realized that some business strategies can be super duper complicated. And in order to test and try out and see if it's even right for our business, we need to have it simple. So I broke each of those strategies down into 4 key steps in order to apply it and test it for our business and see if it makes sense to go further and in more detail and in more depth with that particular strategy. And so we're talking about the top 20. Today was 14, which is our pricing strategy. And I have been in lots of different businesses and lots of different industries and have developed some very distinct opinions about how we should and should not price our products, what we should and should not offer. And again, we each do that. We each decide what's right for us. And I shared the story of our my Italian food manufacturing plant, I guess, because it wasn't just me, mostly me and my sister, and then just me. So how we price things and how we ignored what other people were doing, which gave us a competitive advantage in certain ways. And that's why we kept our prices where we kept them, even though at some point that was chipping into our profitability. Anyway, topic for another day. Otherwise, you can watch that on Supersize Your Business for Female Entrepreneurs group. And then we talked about, in this year's annual challenge, the Let's Grow annual challenge is all about doing one thing every day to grow. And so what we're looking at, we talked about a few topics. We talked about a life framework that I use, and then I wanted to get into and explore other frameworks for growth. So today's framework for growth was the Wheel of Life. And I like this framework, and I might explore, and we'll explore as a group, are we going to use this Wheel of Life or my life framework or another framework to explore each of the different areas and aspects of our life, whichever we decide for categories going forward this year. But in order to decide that, we have to first research and look at and try on a lot of different frameworks. So today we're trying on our Wheel of Life. And the Wheel of Life, I like it because you can change the categories. So I did the categories that are recommended, and I did a quick and dirty, because you can see that my life, even today, after working on it for a decade and a half, and really more than that, but specifically since 2010, is still pretty out of whack in certain areas according to these categories. Now, when I look at it according to, actually, I guess it is with my life framework, my 9-part life framework categories too, I don't personally believe in balance. I think there are certain periods and certain times of our life when different areas and aspects of our life require more attention. When I was raising my kids and my kids were little, they're grown now, I needed to spend a whole lot more time on relationships and family category than I did on, my businesses or finance, which I will admit, I didn't necessarily do that. Hindsight's always 2020, and we look back and I think the reason I had my own businesses was so that I could be there for everything for my kids. And after leaving corporate America, I traveled a lot in my last corporate job, a lot. And one year I missed my anniversary, all of our birthdays, etc. And I realized that was not what I wanted when my kids were that young to be doing. So that was part of my reason for switching and moving to different roles in corporate America. And then finally leaving corporate America for good. All right. So Wheel of Life, great tool. If you want to know more about that, again, you're welcome to join us in the challenge. I don't know anybody that doesn't need to or want to grow a little bit this year and become a better version of themselves. That's not true. I guess I do know some people, but I don't usually work with them and I don't usually interact with them very much. All right. Have an awesome day. If I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow with probably another framework for growth in the annual challenge and whatever else is on my mind. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.